Mr. Gienke. Mr. Gienke is my English teacher. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Mr. Gienke. So this is going to be a documentary about Mr. Gienke and his life, and how he's going to be my favorite teacher, and how he's going to be your favorite teacher. This is the library where Gienke is near. It's a great library. And this is the clock that's near his classroom. Not the nearest clock, though. That's okay. That's a camera that films me when I walk in this hallway. This is an exit sign that's near his room, but not actually near his room. Come on with me. We walk over here. We see the Raider code. It is collaborate, own, lead, and engage. Some principles we like to support here at the Two Rivers High School that Mr. Gienke works at. Mr. Gienke is my favorite teacher. He's gonna be your favorite teacher after this.
I love you, EPP.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, about myself, this is my second year as a special education teacher. I am a esports coach. I'm also advisor for the multicultural club as well too. I graduated from University of Wisconsin Stout, which is about 3 hours away. Graduated with a special education degree, and came to the district starting student teaching in January 2023. That's when I began student teaching, and then I finished it in May of 23 and graduated and became a full staff as a first year teacher, and now again going as my second year teacher. So some things about me outside of school: I enjoy playing Magic. I love doing the outdoor things, for example, hiking, walking. I love kayaking and canoeing, even though I can't swim, but that's okay. But I love outdoors activity stuff. Indoors, again, I love playing Magic. I love board games, video games. Some video games I've been playing a lot. Our family, we love to do Mario Party, Mario Kart with my brothers. I play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yeah, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but otherwise, I enjoy a lot of things, and pretty much a brief things about me.
How would you say you know Mr. Gienke?
How would I know him? So this is his first year teaching. Graduated from University of Wisconsin of Stevens Point. As an English teacher. As an English teacher, he just started it this year, so I just saw him in his classroom with a whole bunch of other new English teachers who just popped in, just say, "Hi, I'm Mr. Yang," or during that time, Jacob. Just want to introduce myself to you. If you guys ever need anything, let me know, kind of thing. But otherwise, it's just been, he was in his room, I was just walking around, walking around doing my own things. I saw him, it's like, "Hi, I'm Jacob," kind of thing. And then that's how we became friends since August 2024.
What would you say is your favorite memory with Mr. Gienke?
Favorite memory, I would say that my favorite memory with Gienke was the first week of school. So we were finished with first week of school and everything like that. Just needed to de-stress and just needed to let go of the things of the first week of school and everything like that. So I reached out, or I was walking down that hallway for some reason. I forget what I was doing, but I walked down that hallway. I was like, "Hey, Gienke, did you want to do something after school today? Since it's to celebrate the first week of school." And it's like, "Yeah, sure." So that's why we hang out and went and grabbed dinner. Went to walk down by the pier in Manitowoc. So
You did? I did.
that's one. The first memory is just after the first week of school is just to de-stress, debrief kind of thing, and then that's one of my favorite memories from Gienke.
Have you heard anything positive or negative from other students about Mr. Gienke?
Not really much negativity, but positively. He's really outgoing. Very outgoing. He's been hearing a lot from kids telling me that he's a great teacher, which I believe that he's a great teacher. Very great teacher, very caring. He does put a lot of work on the kids, but it's because to show that he's a good teacher, and I believe that giving the students, challenging students with going way and beyond is what a teacher should be doing, kind of thing. Not only should be doing, but part of our job, like if I know that you could do this, it's pretty much just giving you challenges for you to do along the side as well. So we're pushing you guys, or we're challenging you guys so that you guys could grow as a student. So once you guys are out of high school, you guys got all the skills that you need, but otherwise it's been a lot of positivity from Gienke.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Hello, Mr. Huckins. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm Mr. Huckins. I teach Algebra 1 and Geometry here at Two Rivers.
How do you know Mr. Gienke?
I met him working here. I was introduced to him when they asked me to be his mentor.
What do you do as his mentor?
I help him out. I answer any questions. I showed him around the town, taught him everything I know about the school and where to find things and who to talk to and what he needs.
What's your greatest memory of Mr. Gienke?
Well, when we were doing our mentor training, my favorite part was we had to drive around the city and show them different locations. And we did that. It was a great time. We went to Renee's Chocolates. We got some chocolate there. We went to the Woodland Dunes. We climbed all the way up to the tower. It was awesome.
So, there's a rumor going around that you and him are related. Is this rumor accurate or true?
It's not accurate. We just look similar. A doppelganger, you know.
So you're a math teacher, right? And he's an English teacher. Do you think it's harder or easier to teach English than math?
I think they're both different. I don't know if one's harder or easier than the other. I think they're both tough in their own aspects.
So I have something to show you, and I want your honest thoughts and feelings about it.
Okay.
So this is Gienke with his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to show your honest feelings and opinions about how you feel about this.
He looks happy.
Looks happy. What do you think about his ex-girlfriend?
She looks happy.
So I have her her Instagram right here with some photos. What do you rate her out of 10?
I'm not doing that. I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth? Okay. So honestly, how do you like this school so far?
I like it. It's good. It feels nice to be here.
Is there one thing you could say bad about Gienke?
Not that I can think of.
What's one good thing about Gienke?
It's thoughtful. Very thoughtful.
Well, thank you for your time. Greetings, Mr. Feast. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm 31 years old. This is my 8th or 9th year of teaching, 8th year in the district. I like sports, I like hanging out with my family, and I like video games.
Do you know Mr. Gienke?
I know Mr. Yankee because he works at the school district.
So Mr. Gienke works in the English department, and you work in the history department. What do you think is more challenging, English or history?
I think that is very dependent upon the students themselves. English has a lot of, we have a lot of overlap between the applications that we're looking at within English and the social studies department. So I would have to say probably English. I think the expectations for writing and stuff, they're more specific than what we have. But I think that would ultimately depend on the student.
So there's a rumor going on that Mr. Huckins and Mr. Gienke are related. Do you believe this rumor?
I would have to look into it. I have not heard that rumor, and before I would support the rumor, I would have to look into it.
So I have a photo to show you. It's about Mr. Gienke. I want your honest feelings about this photo. This is Mr. Gienke with his ex-girlfriend in high school.
Mm-hmm.
What's your feelings about this photo?
I think it's a photo of his past, and if it's one that he wants to leave in the past, so be it. I think we should be focusing on the present, Mr. Gienke. What current relations he may or may not have should be the focus. And sometimes you gotta leave things in the past, as history does.
Thank you for your time. Greetings. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
My name is Mrs. Mojkanovich, and I'm the school counselor at Two Rivers High School, and I've been here for 29 years.
Do you know Mr. Gienke?
I do. He looks a lot like Mr. Huckins.
That's confirming a rumor that we all heard about Mr. Huckins. Mr. Huckins himself said they're not related, but I disagree with everything.
Yeah, I sometimes think, are they brothers from another mother?
Yeah. You used to teach, right? Do you think English is harder than what you used to teach?
English?
Yes.
English is, you guys have it made. So like back in my day, we actually had to walk to the library and pull out a card catalog and find which books we were gonna research. And then we had to write out papers without using any computers. You guys now can have the thing called the Google.
Do you believe Google is worth it?
Google is so amazing for some things, but you should not be using it on your papers or AI.
No AI?
No AI.
So Mr. Gienke believes in AI. Do you think we should use it or not?
AI is really good for certain things. For example, you can make recipes out of AI. Just don't use it for your English papers and have AI write your English papers for you, because that would not be good.
Well, Mr. Gienke believes in AI to use as grammar check. It can rewrite your essays to make it better. Do you believe in that?
I think that would be a good purpose. It would just like have another set of eyes on, just like I asked teachers to proofread my work. That would be something that you'd be able to do. I can see a purpose for that.
So I have a photo to show you. I need your honest thoughts and feelings about this photo. This is Mr. Gienke with his ex-girlfriend. What are your thoughts and feelings about this photo?
Mr. Gienke looks very sweet in that photo.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Howdy. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I am Mr. Van Voorn. This is my third year, I believe, at Two Rivers High School. 2 as the history teacher and 1 as the business teacher.
How do you know Mr. Gienke?
I knew Mr. Gienke when I realized that he was new here. Obviously, he's a new English teacher. Met him during the summer, during the professional developmental days. Cool guy, as far as I know. I haven't really gotten to fully converse with him at all so far. But I know he loves the outdoors. So he must love English a lot. But yeah.
Do you think your class is harder than his class?
Depends on the day. I think behavior-wise, I think his class is probably tougher than mine for sure. Academically-wise, no. Besides my accounting class, I think math is harder than reading, but that's just my opinion.
As a teacher, what did you think is like a good thing to learn?
Always be adaptable every day, and then whatever didn't work well one day, try not to do that the next day. Always be adaptable, always make notes of what happened beforehand, and then just be consistent on your why, and then just show up every day and get better.
There's a rumor going around that Huckins and Gienke are related. Do you believe in this rumor?
I bet by some distant relative, I could have believed that rumor 100%.
I have a photo to show you. I want your honest thoughts and feelings on this photo. Right here. What's your honest thoughts and feelings about this photo? This is
I mean, it looks like a very close resemblance of Mr. Gienke for sure, yeah. I presume the person on the right you're talking about, the
This
person on the left?
is his ex-girlfriend.
Rip.
I feel that. We also stalked her Instagram.
Okay.
And we found a bunch of cool photos of her. What do you feel about these?
Sure, those can be quote unquote cool photos for sure. Bad mama jamma from down in Alabama. Now that sounds like an ex-girlfriend right there to me.
Thank you for your time. Hello, Mr. Roddy. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
What kind of stuff about myself? What do you want to know?
Who you are.
I am English teacher, husband, dad, coach. I don't know, video game player, jazz musician, play a little bit of the flute, rock a cowbell.
How does it feel to work with Mr. Gienke?
Mr. Gienke, who's that?
He's a teacher that works over there. Over
In
there.
Two Rivers High School?
Yeah, the Two Rivers High School.
What does he teach?
I think English.
Oh, Mr. Gienke, the new English teacher. Yeah, I clearly very memorable guy. Really leaves an imprint on you. You can't forget who he is. It's been really good working with him. He's been driven. He asks a lot of good questions. Strikes me as somebody who actually wants to get better. He's teaching this class, and he's got a couple of knuckleheads in there. There's this kid named Nathan Dickey. Elijah, if he can put up with those kind of kids and still come into his job every day in his first year, there's a lot of hope that he can keep plugging away, because God knows I would have quit. That was my first year experience. So I think that he's maybe in it for the right reasons, and he's committed to what he's trying to do.
Okay. As an English teacher, do you think it's hard to teach English?
Absolutely. English, sometimes I'm jealous of math. I know that math is hard to learn, but there's always a concrete answer you're trying to help kids kind of find and problem solving that you're working through. English is all language and thinking and reasoning, so it's really hard to get the human brain to kind of learn how to express when most kids don't even want to think beyond the 10-second TikTok video that captivates them. I think it's hard to feel like something you're passionate about when most people see it as a burden. All teachers feel that. We love what we do, and most kids don't. I think that makes it difficult to stay aware every day. I know Mr. Gienke has struggled with that. How do you get kids to care? How do you get kids to buy in? I keep telling them it's all about you. You got to sell yourself. You got to make sure that kids are investing in you, because they're never going to like everything you do in the class, but we got to believe in what we do. So it's tough to teach any subject, I would imagine, but especially when kids hate reading and writing, and that's your core, it makes it more difficult.
The rumor is that you sought out and recruited Mr. Gienke from college. Is this true?
This is very true. It's very true. We were talking about multiple enticements. We had a $10,000 signing bonus on the line. We got him a company car. I went to Stevens Point twice. Once to meet with kind of his whole cohort, once to meet specifically with him. In that second meeting, I did slip him a couple crisp $100 bills just to help him remember who we are. We sold a bunch of lies about what Two Rivers High School is. We let him feel that we had this impressive sports complex. He's big into the outdoors, and we told him that our high school actually kind of bleeds into the outdoors, and we do a lot of snowmobile trails, hiking as part of our curriculum. I essentially lied to him about anything I could to try to get him here, because I knew he was weak-willed. I knew that he was easy to manipulate, and I knew that he would come and be a teacher that would do whatever I wanted him to, so I really needed him specifically.
Do you think Mr. Gienke stands by the Raider Code?
I don't know what the Raider Code is. Can you tell me?
It is engage, bleed, own, and engage again in intellectual feed. Raider Pride.
Raider Pride. I do think that he stands by the Raider Code. I'm so glad that it is so embedded in our school that our students know it too. He collaborates. He owns what he's doing. The whole Raider Code lead ends in a D, so we put a D. That's so stupid. It should be the Raider Code. I don't know that Gienke is the leader in the way that we would define it as. He's out there doing everything, the one at the front of, but he's certainly trying to learn how to lead his classroom. He helps lead our team some days. I know that he is an engaging teacher. I know that there's a lot of students in his room, that people come to him for lunch, that students feel comfortable talking to him. So I think he's embodying what we're trying to do here, probably better than me. I don't believe in engaging students. I don't believe in owning what I do. Yeah. I'm at the point in my career where, unlike Gienke, who's really driven, I essentially hope kids come to my classroom, shut up and leave me alone and just watch the movie that we're playing. And he's kind of criticized me on that. He's like, don't you care about helping them learn something? And I'm like, I care about my paycheck. He's so concerned about helping kids grow and helping kids succeed. I'm like, oh gosh, what a naive teacher. But those are things that he keeps talking about, and kind of makes me think, yeah, maybe I should be a better teacher. But at the end of the day, who cares? But he cares. Go Gienke.
Go Gienke.
Go away. Go somewhere else.
Thank you for your time.
So, Mr. Gienke, he's thoughtful, he's funny, he's memorable, at least to a teacher. So what were to happen if we were to ask a student? Because this year especially, you ask a kid about a first-year teacher, they suck. But if you're to ask me, I love Gienke. Gienke's funny. He can't take anything serious. Like, Gienke, why are you on the ground laughing? It's not that funny. But, once again, that's just my opinion. So what happens if we ask other students? So we decided, let's come up with a couple questions and ask other people their opinions. So that's exactly what we did.
What's your name?
Gavin Such.
How would you describe yourself?
Probably someone who likes to stay in his own bubble, but can go out there. I need to connect with other people for projects and stuff like that.
I get that. So you have Mr. Gienke as your English teacher. How would you describe him? What's your overall rating out of 10? What would you say?
He's definitely a lot different than the other English teachers that I've had. their lifetime in high school and then integrated studies in middle school.
Okay. If you could say he has like a bad thing about him, what's one bad thing about him?
There are definitely times where it feels like he rambles in class. That cuts into my work time for any homework I still get.
So, if you had like an important like thing to tell him, like something bad happened in your life, would you talk to him? Do you feel comfortable talking to him about something like that?
Definitely. I think it also helps that since he is basically fresh out of college, there isn't like as much as a gap compared to say like Mr. Whitting.
Yeah. So our last interview with someone else, they said Mr. Gienke would not be good with that. How could you see that?
Like talking about like really personal subjects.
Yes.
I mean, I could definitely understand where they're coming from because I know a bunch of people that have him as an English teacher. He has a required English class that he teaches after all. So there are times where he can be a bit forceful, and to some people, I definitely believe that could probably come off as too strong.
Thank you for your time.
I'm gonna jump the class.
Can I get your names and a little bit about yourself?
Golden Oswig, proud destroyer of Xander Los. Yep.
I'm Sawyer Roar. I have a broken leg.
Okay. So, how do you know Mr. Gienke?
He's my teacher.
Rising Phoenix.
I don't really know him.
Rising
He's
Phoenix
just my
to the
teacher.
stage.
He's my ACP teacher, my ex teacher. Yep.
If you had to like rate Mr. Gienke as a person, what would you rate him, and why?
You got this one first.
I need to calculate, you know.
Alright, I'll go first. Teacher, 2 out of 10. Worst teacher I've ever had.
Let's hear it.
I mean,
Preach.
sometimes he does EMT, and sometimes you see her and like, I'll wait until you guys are done talking. And he doesn't even like yell at us, like, come on, you should start yelling at us and get us to do our work. Awful. Another thing, he just hands us a freaking packet, yo, back. Doesn't even tell us.
What kind of packet are we talking about?
Like a literature one, like how to when to use a comma, what a comma splice is.
What is
like,
a comma?
He didn't teach me that, so I wouldn't know.
Keep going.
As an ACP teacher, shit. Just gonna say it out. We have assigned seats. Can't go on our phones. Like, this is like a prison over here. Come on. And he helicopters around to make sure you're doing something. Or he starts yelling at you. Yeah. Free me, come on.
How's the computer going?
I'm great. It's all done. I think he's an 8 out of 10 person. I think he's a great guy, right? I don't. He hasn't learned a single thing because, you know, he's not the smartest. I think he has like a 1 point some GPA.
I've got a 2.99 GPA.
No, you don't. You have no future. And as a teacher, I'll give him, out of 10.
Out of 10.
Yeah, you heard me. Again, great teacher. Helps me. Yeah.
What do you say is Mr. Gienke's like greatest strength?
It's calculating. So you can go first.
Great strength.
How you like Hooper?
Hello.
He doesn't have one.
No strength?
No.
Horrible teacher?
Yeah, worst teacher I've ever had.
It's a little. Helping me with my missing assignments. Are we supposed to explain his weakness too?
Yeah.
Probably his height. Yeah.
I agree, sorry. His height, I have to head on about that. Personality, awful. Teaching styles, awful. What else? Handwriting, awful. Yeah.
I have something to show you real quick, and I want your
Yeah.
honest thoughts and feelings about.
Of course. Nothing but honesty over here.
Absolutely.
So this is Gienke back in high school with his ex-girlfriend. What do you rate her out of 10?
But how did you get that?
Don't ask.
I want to know, how do you even, get that account? Where'd you find it?
Alright, computing.
We have another. This is her Instagram right here.
How old is she?
Yeah, holy shit.
Bad
old
Mama
now.
Jamma down in Alabama. Someone's telling me she's not a bad Mama Jamma. And she's not in Alabama.
Okay, 2 out of 10.
So a 0 out of 10 because she's lying about a bad Mama Jamma in Alabama.
Alright, I lowered my score 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. So
Hey, show us a
did
picture
you?
of his girlfriend.
Wait, that's his girlfriend?
This is ex-girlfriend.
Are we a picture
Wait,
of
but
his
then
current?
wait,
I do not have a picture of his current girlfriend.
wait, but how'd you get that account? What made you look that account?
They're just
up?
detectives, what can I say?
Yeah. And thank you guys for your interview.
Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get a little sentimental.
Hey everybody, my name is Caitlin Stone and I am from Waukesha here in Wisconsin. I am the theater and technical theater teacher at Waukesha North High School, so that is how I met John. You know him as Mr. Gienke, which is wild to me. I was lucky enough to have John for a few years while he was at North as one of my stage managers and assistant stage managers. He helped out with a few of our shows and was just a really great person to work with. I definitely saw some awesome growth from him in the time that I was able to work with him. It's still wild to me that he is fully grown and an adult now and is, your teacher, which is amazing. But when I knew John, he started as very quiet and reserved, but he was always very organized and on top of things and just a very easy person to talk to and work with. And that is why we were able to put him in a stage management position, because those are some of the qualities that we look for, as someone that is easy to talk to, is very approachable, but can be organized and very self-sufficient and really take initiative. And those were things that I definitely saw in John, and I really, really enjoyed working with him when he was at North. And we were so sad when he moved and wasn't able to finish his time at North. But obviously, things ended well. I had no idea that John wanted to maybe go into teaching. So that's really cool. And I love hearing those types of stories. To know that he thought of me and maybe his time at North is really, it's kind of surreal and an honor, and is why I do what I do. I really love working with all of my students and my former students. I think of you guys so fondly. I really do miss you all. And it makes me feel good knowing that you have positive memories from your time here at North with us. And I'm just so glad that I could be a part of that, because I know how special being a teacher is. I'm still at North. I'm still doing what I've been doing here for the last, almost 13 years. And it's just really special. So that makes me feel really great that you found something that you enjoy doing. And I know how really cool it can be to work with high schoolers every day. If I had one thing to say, first it would be, we miss you. I'm so proud of you and happy that you have, become an English teacher. That's incredible. And I knew that you could do great things. And I'm just so thrilled and proud that you found something that hopefully you love and enjoy doing. It seems like your students really love you and enjoy your class. I think the fact that they reached out to me to put this little project together is pretty darn cool. And, just keep being you. You were great when I knew you in high school, and I'm sure you are just as great now. So keep being you, and welcome to the world of teaching teenagers. Have fun. Enjoy it. We miss you.
My name is Bill Gienke, and I am from Germantown, Wisconsin. I'm a management consultant, and I work with a lot of the large banks here in the country. I am John Gienke's father. As a child, John was very much an old soul. He was also very adventurous. All you need to do is ask him about Dead Man's Hill. We also had a nickname for John when he was growing up. We called him John the Jovial because he was always very quick with a joke. We knew John was going to be a teacher when he came home from school one day, from high school, and looked us right in the eye and said, "I can do better than that teacher, and that no one should make reading miserable." And that's why he became a teacher. John is very unique in that he's always learning and always very much exploring what's going on around him. And he's always doing it in a way that follows his own path. He really doesn't care what people think. He really doesn't care what the mainstream media says. He's always on his own journey. And he's always pursued that very relentlessly until he gets to where he's satisfied and where he's finished, and then he moves on to something else. I absolutely believe John chose the right career. And I think being in Two Rivers and teaching at Two Rivers High School makes him very happy. He loves being out in the country. He loves being near Lake Michigan. I think it was a fantastic choice. I would give John the same advice today that I gave him pretty much every day that we were together. I would say to him to be responsible, be respectful, and do his best work. And lastly, I would let John know that I'm very proud of him for taking on such an awesome responsibility of building up and developing our next generation. And I'd also tell him that I love him very much. His name is John Gienke.
Howdy. Who are you?
I am Mr. Gienke.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I grew up in Waukesha, and then I moved to Germantown. I went to high school, Germantown High School, and college at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, where I graduated with a Bachelor of the Arts in English with an emphasis in education.
Where did your family come from?
That's a good question. Well, my dad's side of the family is from Germany, and then my mom's side is from Poland.
Who is your family?
What do you mean by that?
Like, do you have any siblings or?
I do. I have 5 siblings.
Okay. How was it growing up in Madison, Dane County?
Well, I was born there. I grew up in Waukesha. I was only there for a few years. So my family moved from Dane County in Madison, near the downtown area where like Main Street is, between the university and the Capitol. And then we moved to Waukesha where I grew up.
Was it 503 Maple, Waukesha?
Maple Court.
Maple Court, Waukesha.
It was a cul-de-sac where play in the court.
So you said you went to high school in Germantown, is this true?
And Waukesha North, yeah. Both high schools.
So Ben and you are biologically related, is that true?
Yes. Me and my older brother are biologically related.
So Kevin and Jackie are adopted, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So how is all this, like the different cities you lived in, how are they all different?
Well, Madison is very different from the Milwaukee area, just like general vibe-wise, right? Mm-hmm. A little more studious, focused on kind of different atmospheres for sure. And Waukesha is really unique because it's kind of this suburb of Milwaukee. And specifically, the part of Waukesha I grew up in was really interesting because it was kind of a gentrified version of an area. So it was redlined. So the high school I went to was predominantly Hispanic people because the high schools were kind of separated by wages, right? Money.
Makes sense. So how was it like going to college during COVID?
It was brutal. Honestly, I spent a good chunk of my time in college online, right? Because that's what COVID was, or in the library, right? Because like classes was just like watching basically a video, and then after COVID kind of ended, it was really nice. But
Could you give
college
us like
sucked.
a breakdown of your day during college? How would you get up during COVID?
Well, in COVID, I most days would just wake up, do whatever studying I needed to do, maybe go to work, then come back, do more studying, go to sleep, repeat, eat, you know, all of those pieces.
What kind of job did you have back in high school?
In high school, I worked at a pick and save in Germantown.
And in college?
I worked at Staples. I worked in landscaping. I worked at a Metro Market, and then I worked as a substitute teacher.
Okay. So there was like a rumor going around, right? That you and Huckins had like some sort of relation. Is this factual or fiction?
Fact or fiction on me and Huckins being what kind of relationship?
Like close cousin, close relative, brother, perchance.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
Like maybe.
So
He could be a long lost cousin.
I'm
Both
doing
from
some
Wisconsin.
research on my own. Right?
Okay.
We found an interesting photo of you back in high school.
You did?
Yeah. It is you and your ex-girlfriend. What is your thoughts and feelings when you look back at this photo?
Do you want the honest
Honest.
opinion? Kind of pissed off.
Kind of a little mad.
We dated for 4 years.
4 years. Wow.
Which is a really long time.
Yes.
The entirety of the time, some of you guys have been in high school. We started dating in high school almost all the way through college, and she kind of just halfway through junior year up and left in kind of an emotional rage, with some alcohol involved. So, got some big emotions about that one because it was upsetting for me to be like, okay, I invested a lot of time into this relationship.
4 years is a while.
With her, and to have that just be like done is heavy. It's still heavy, for sure.
Could you read this quote right here?
Bad Mamma Jamma down in Alabama.
Could you look at either one of these cameras and read that out loud?
Okay. Bad Mamma Jamma from down in Alabama.
Thank you. I mean,
Is there any like reason you need that one?
This is bad mamma jamma for down in Alabama. You know how it goes. So, how is your current girlfriend?
What do you mean?
So, inside source of mine.
An inside source?
Called your girlfriend. You're chatting it up there, right? Yeah. And you know what? She didn't want to be in film. You want to know what her reason is? What if I dump him one day? How do you feel about that quote?
I mean,
How do you feel about that quote?
I hope she doesn't dump me.
I hope so too.
I heard history repeats, but I don't want that to happen.
Me neither.
That'd be sad.
Have you ever been to Washington Park? It's Rivers.
I think so. I think I've been
It's a
there.
nice little.
Fishing, maybe.
There's a good little dock off the side. Have you ever went fishing there before? I recommend. It's a good spot. So you're a teacher, right? What is your you would say is your biggest weakness and your biggest strength in teaching in the classroom?
Well, I take things very emotionally and personally, and I'm not as strict as I could be. With some of you, there's this theory from a educational theorist called Love and Logic. It's this idea that students need a little bit of, kind of gentle parenting, but also some strictness and stability. And I kind of suck at the stability part.
I heard I've discussed with every teacher in the school, well, one from every area, about which is the toughest subject to teach and to try to push it to your students. What do you think is the toughest?
I don't know. I think to explain would probably be the general ed stuff, right? Math, science, history, and English, which is kind of the fun part for me, is that it is a challenge. But I would say, for me at least personally, either English or math are hard.
So you and Huckins once did like a tour kind of thing around the city. What would you rate that?
I would say it was like an 8 out of 10.
Did you learn anything cool about this city?
Yeah, I learned that there's a chocolate shop up the road. That was cool, and we went to some of the elementary schools. So it was a fun little tour, I guess. It was really quick though. We all like sped through to race to beat the other teams.
You and Mr. Yang, like your first time going out and about, you guys walked on the beach. What kind of beach did you walk?
We did?
Went to walk by the walk down by the pier in Manitowoc. So
I honestly don't remember. I was very anxious about starting a new job and moving to a new place and kind of figuring everything out. It was a lot of change and transition.
I bet. So you've also done other work in other schools, right? Would you rate this school better than your other one? That one.
I don't know if better. It's different, for sure. It's a different attitude towards academics. But not better or worse.
Do you think teachers were more strict back when you were in high school or no?
I think pre-COVID teaching had kind of a different set of expectations. Maybe not stricter, but the standards were a little higher. The bar is a little higher. But that might have just been the high school I went to, too.
So today's Friday, March 7th. What are you doing this weekend?
I'm actually, the plan is to go get another tattoo.
What kind of tattoo?
I was gonna get a grasshopper on my leg.
Why grasshopper?
Because I like them. There used to be, when I was going to school in Stevens Point, by the nature reservation where I lived, which was like right attached to it. I lived in this like weird housing attached to it. There would be like it looked like biblical levels of grasshoppers all over. So.
If it's not a bother, can we get a zoom in on your? Now you have tattoos. If it's not a bother. Oh Jesus! Oh boy.
The ones that I have.
The ones that were allowed to show.
Oh, I have this one.
And what is the story behind that?
It's the zip code from Waukesha. And I don't know if I can show you these ones. That one. I have one up that I can't get to, but
that's okay. What's the story behind that one?
There is no story. It's silly.
It's just silly. And what was the third one you have?
It's a raven skull up on my shoulder.
And is that one silly or is there a story?
There's no story. The other two, it's just fun stuff. I like getting tattoos.
So do you think that your teaching, right, is based off of like the Raider Code?
I try to make it based on the Raider Code. I try and be inclusive and have everybody involved and push you guys to think past just the base level of what you know and what you see, hear.
What is the Raider Code?
Collaborate, own, lead, which is weird because it should be something with a D, and I always think it's Cole, and then engage.
You know what? Miss Strati said the same thing about me.
Isn't it? Okay, I'm not crazy. This is, like, why don't we have, like, some...
100%. It's stupid. We had to make the signs, we thought it was the stupidest thing.
Like, I feel like direct would have been a way better word for it.
Direct.
Instead of lead, because it starts with a D.
Yeah. Gavin's got great ideas. We got it on footage.
One last thing to tell you, and let you go.
Okay.
What do you think you're going to be like in 50 years? What do you think you're going to be doing?
50?
50.
Well, I'll be
70 something.
72.
72.
I'll
What
be 73
53 years?
What?
53 years.
Okay. Well, then I'll be 75.
75.
Good number.
Hopefully, I'm retired. Hopefully, I'm sitting somewhere in a house. I don't know, reading a book, enjoying life, or dead, probably.
Well, here's
75 is long.
Well, segue here. Do you see yourself staying here till retirement?
and we are TR.
We are TR. Indeed.
Well, thank you for having an interview with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, been in school in my senior year, 4 years. You know, thinking all the way back from kindergarten to now 12th grade. It's a lot of time being in school. You know, waking up 6 o'clock in the morning, being here till roughly 3 to 3:30, depending on what school you went to, if it was elementary to middle school to now high school. A lot of time to think about. You know what else is a lot of time of? And a lot of? Teachers. There's only one that really stuck out. Put on this hallway. Mr. Jonathan Gienke. I know, you're not supposed to say teacher's first name. There's something special about this teacher. Something a little more exaggerant. Something like, just sticks out more than the others. Mr. Gienke is an English teacher. It's his first year teaching, and he just has a really outgoing attitude. He's more of an outgoing person. Likes rock. Plays guitar for what? I think like 6, 8 years, he told me. He's not even from here. He grew up down in Germantown. We'll go down this hallway. And he went to Stevens Point for college, and by another high school teacher here recruited him. Never would have thought we got a guy from Stevens Point. Never even think that True Rivers High School would even recruit someone. But they did. They sure made a good choice. I really do like Jonathan Gienke. I really do thank Mr. Gienke for all of his teachings and him just being the guy we are. Let's go down this hallway. I mean, he's out of town, way out of town, came to here, and likes it here. And look at that sign. We are TR. Nothing about Germantown, nothing about Stevens Point. Way out of the way. A little crack town. It's a good fit for him here. I really think he'll be a really good fit here. And I really do like his teaching style.
English class is for nerds. Made a documentary about a dude. His name was John Gienke. He was my teacher and still my teacher. He makes us write for 7 minutes, so I'm just gonna talk for some of that time. Yeah, the homework tonight. Do you like spending time alone in groups? Why not? Continue to create a script and correct footage. Peers review what you have so far. Daily goals, Q4. Students can make purposeful decisions about organization and development of ideas. Understanding consecutive writing.
Sit down,
and write for 7 minutes. 7 minutes, no writing. We don't know the answer to the problem. No read, no DK, Jordan, 23. Mona Lisa, Gum. Their names lost and found. He's not interrupting me. I'm interrupting him.